Good afternoon, good evening. How are you doing? Welcome to Parent Power Hour, first Parent Power Hour school year, SY 2021. And as you can see, we all had quite a day. I don't have my jacket on. I'm not all buttoned up today, so I had to just let it go today when I got home. It was that kind of a day. Today is just kind of informal. It's kind of like Tyrone, if you don't mind me saying this. It's kind of like Tyrone's house on a Monday. Is that about right? Tyrone's house on a Monday. So those of you all who don't get to join us, kind of get to experience a panel style conversation today, and we talked to folks about how their first day was. But before we even go to the first day of school for parents, of course, and scholars, let's just do a quick check-in. So scale of 1 to 5, 1 meaning your energy level is great, 5 meaning your energy level is really low. What is your energy level and why? What is your energy level and why? 1 meaning you feel great, and 5 meaning you could take a nap or 2 or 3. I will start because I know I didn't get to ask the wonderful panel this question. They weren't prepared for this question, so it's not fair for me to put them on the spot. So I'm at a 3. About an hour ago, I was probably at a 5. I was just done. The day just kind of did me in, so it was a little bit on the fatigue side, but I'm about at a 3 now. Let's go to Miss Patrice. Just a quick check-in, Miss Patrice. 1 to 5, how are you feeling and why?
I'm at a 1. My energy level is pretty good. I started my morning off as I should have, not with a really heavy breakfast, fruits and grains and fruit juice and other vitamins and things that I needed for the day. So my energy level is pretty up there right now.
Okay, word to the wise. So that lasted you from then to now, Miss Patrice?
Absolutely.
Need to get on the Patrice dietary book right there. Rosalind, I'm so tempted to say at least Miss, but I won't say it. Rosalind,
no.
How are you?
I think my energy level is I'm at a 2. And it's really, I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I cannot afford to be burned out or exhausted day one. So I refuse to be at any higher. I could be a 1, but I'm safely at a 2 to just say I'm optimistic.
Okay, so this is mind over matter.
Yes, absolutely.
You're disallowing your body to be where it really wants to be. Okay, Miss Riley. Okay, so we got dietary fitness right now. We have mental fitness right now. Our esteemed producer Rebecca is joining us today. Her little one, her little big one, I should say, went back today as well. And so, where are you, Rebecca? 1 to 5.
I'd have to say I'm at a 1, but it's not the kind of like energized, happy. It's more of like the nervous energy, maybe too much caffeine. Even though I didn't have too much caffeine, it just feels like nervous excitement. I don't know, the borderline between the two.
All right, and the face of the franchise is with us with another legendary face right over his shoulder, our brother Tyrone. Loving the patty. Talk to us, brother.
Thank you. I actually was supposed to change, this is Thursday for when we're at my house and introduce y'all to more of me. But since this is like Thursday, we'll keep it up for this week. But anyway, so 5 is like the lowest. Yeah, so I'm a 5 today. I just haven't had the best day. I won't get into a lot of details. And then even after that, it was just, I don't know, it just kind of happens like that. Like, and maybe because I was annoyed and irritated from the morning, and then every little thing after that just kind of added to the annoyance, and everything became an irritation to my agitation. Afterwards, yeah.
So. I think you coined the phrase there, brother. Irritation to my agitation. All right, so we are looking, and really who has his eyes peeled is the brother Tyrone. waiting for all of our family, parents, anyone and everyone that is joining us today. Tyrone is looking to see what your comment is. 1 to 5, how are you feeling and why? 1 meaning I feel top of the world like Miss Patrice, and 5 like the irritation and my agitation, Tyrone Barwell. So we're looking to see your comment on the multiple platforms that you are in and the multiple groups that Brother Tyrone watches for. Okay. Big day throughout the country, big day throughout the state, big day throughout Baltimore City. First day of school, probably you could say it was a return back to school like might say none other, or definitely unique in our time and unique in our generation, as all of the school children in Baltimore City and throughout the state, some of them throughout the state, I made a mistake thinking that all of the students throughout the state in the public sphere went back. That is not true. My daughter did not go back today, actually. But anyway, for most of the country, this is a return back to school today. And again, a return like we've never seen, at least in our generation, on the heels of a pandemic. Actually, in the midst of a pandemic, to be honest. And so we just want to check in. I actually think this is a great idea that Rebecca put forward, just to check in and see how people's first day was. I would say not only for your young person, but also for you as a parent. How did you feel about the day? How did it take you? How did it grab you? What were your emotions? You know, don't be shy. I really want to hear from you all. Not only our esteemed panelists here, but those of you that are going to be writing in and sending comments. This time I'll start with Rosalind. Give us your take on the day.
My day started off, got a lot of background. Sorry, feedback. But my day started off really, really good. I do believe I spent extra time this morning in prayer for not just my child, but for all children that is going back into this school system, and just the classrooms. And we know that some of the challenges that we faced before are still there. And so now it's how do we adjust with all students being back into the classroom. My son's school he's at a brand new school, and they did not offer any of the virtual options that, you know, to still be at home. So my apprehension this morning, I just quickly gave it up in prayer to pray over him. Went well, went to school with ease, dropped them off very nicely, and then we were hit with, you know, there's no air, so we're going to close at 12:50. And so I was just like, okay, I'm just not going to let this disturb me. This is off to a rocky start, which I expected. So it's just, you know, just taking it, like I said, it's a mind over matter for me. I'm not going to get upset. I cannot, because we have been in this sustained crisis state for almost 2 years, or going on, you know, look like 18 months, 19 months or whatever. But I am actually just, you know, going to go with the flow and see where I can and advocate more. I think I have put myself in the mindset to do that, to just write, email, call, do whatever I need to do to advocate for some of the things that it's irritating me.
Okay, thank you so much, Rosalind. And just to pick up on a point that you made, sadly, very sadly, there have been parents who have been asking about the virtual option. Some people did not even know there was a virtual option. We've talked about it here on this show, and how that virtual option was kept quiet and made exclusive, in my very humble opinion. And it would seem to me there are two classes, at least two classes of student as regarding that virtual classroom situation. A lot of parents really wanted their kids to return to the virtual setting. But we're going to go to Patrice as we see Miss Darlene joining us. Welcome, Miss Darlene. Patrice, how about you? How was your day for you and for your scholar?
For the children, they were just happy to be, you know, in a social setting with other children. to see other kids play, talk to them. I couldn't really play with them. But for me, I had a whole moment of anxiety because it's like, not only are my children about to have to stay here all day, I can't even walk them into the building to see what it looks like in there, to see if they have partitions up, to see if everything is as safe as they're claiming that it is. And that bothers me. I cannot be comfortable with that. I'm actually really ready to homeschool at this point because to me, it's a disaster waiting to happen. People are still working remotely from home. So how, and I'm one of those parents, I'm going to be working from home because my job says it's not safe enough for us to be in an office setting, but I'm sending my children to school. It just doesn't make sense to me.
That's true.
Thank you so much, Patrice. Now, that's interesting that you said that about the partitions. I don't know when, and Mike, Tyrone may remember, Rebecca may remember. I don't remember exactly. I'm laughing. I shouldn't be laughing. It's not funny. When the district did away with the partitions, but I'm laughing because I happened to catch an NPR interview of a doctor from the CDC who said, I believe this is in May. I remember bringing it to my colleagues and saying, that's next. The partition is next. And they said that there's no, they were saying, well, it looks like the partition catches the COVID germs and spores, and it's better to take them out so there's a free flow of air. So I think that's interesting because that quietly went away. Mm-hmm. You're not the only parent. The parent at the site that I work at, also parents were very concerned that there are not partitions anymore. There is a mask-free lunch, which obviously the kids can't eat with their masks on. So you're not alone. Darlene, welcome to the program. The question just very simply is, how was the day for your scholar and how was the day for you as a parent and guardian?
Well, good evening, everyone. Today was, I don't even know how to describe what today was. Today was just today. The whole thing with you can't walk them in, I almost tried to understand that because see, at my daughter's school, it merged with another school. So it was like double the kids that would normally be attending the school there today. I'm not really feeling the shields not being up, and I'm not really feeling I'm not being able to be distanced as well. Those were my concerns. And my other concerns from after talking to my daughter once she got out of school was that I was told that they were going to have mask breaks. So I asked a few of the little kids as they were coming out, did you get a mask break? No, like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, so y'all didn't have time to take the mask off to breathe a little bit? No, all I heard them say is that they went outside, which I was told is supposed to be a time where they could take the mask off, but they still had them on. I was told that they were also going to be eating in the classroom and they were eating in the cafeteria. Just like, oh, okay. The no social I'm just trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to figure out, but what I do want to know is why all of those things that were told that were going to be done wasn't done today, and then the double parking at the school because it's on a small block. So it was just traffic like no other. I felt like I was on 95 or something. Like, it was terrible as far as all of the stuff that I could see. But my baby did say that she did have a good day. I'm thinking that I won't judge too early. I'm trying to give it a little bit of time just to see, because I know that the teachers are going through something right now with them having to take in all of this. And it's a difference from when they went, in the spring back to school, it was just a little bit of children, but now you have all of these children attending school. And another thing that I didn't like, there was no kind of order. It was no organization. It was too many kids all over the place in the morning, too many angry parents wanting to know this, that, getting all these questions not answered. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darlene. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's really interesting. The district did say that they would leave it to the schools to decide about lunch. That was the elephant in the room, that a lot of schools and folks were talking about. How are they going to manage lunch? I personally thought, I got to witness it this spring, and I personally thought that they would manage it. I thought they managed it well. The petitions were up, the lunch was delivered, the kids were distanced, they ate, they took their masks down to eat. Once they ate, they put their masks back up. The teacher collected I thought it was done exquisitely. I thought it was done as well as it could be. That is no longer the case unless schools elect to do that, but I don't see it being possible because the numbers are just too high. Rebecca, how about you? How was your day as a mom, and how was everybody's day?
Well, I was struck by how the first day of school, so my daughter's in first grade and in second grade, I'm sorry, last year she was in first grade, so it was all virtual. So she doesn't have much experience with school. And so there's this, you read in books about the first day of school and the excitement and so I feel like there's some feeling that might be a normal feeling about going to school. And then and it's not like I don't think about these things all the time. Like I, was nagging my principal to death about like, what's the cafeteria plan and all the safety procedures at my school. And my school's been very responsive to all my nagging. But it just struck me when we arrived at school, all the kids and parents in masks and just sending your child, my child into this space and with all this the strangeness of the world right now, and the excitement just turned to wow. And I think just aside from this unique time that we're in, I think for my daughter, like what matters most to her is that the teacher be sweet to her. Like that's what she cares about the most. Is she wants a sweet space. And when I think about like all the things that go into making a school space what it is, it's like we're thinking about safety, we're thinking about health, we're thinking about curriculum, and like joy and sweetness is like not on the list. But so I was just reminded of like, how do we get back to something fundamental that's like, we need to create sweet spaces. When she came home, she's like, well, my teacher was strict and that's not her favorite thing. And so I think she's a big girl. She'll get tougher through the process, but a little part of me was just kind of sad. Just sad for all of it, really.
Indeed.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rich. Rebecca, I just wanted to add that I had one of those kind of daughters too. My baby cried all the way up to second grade, okay? Every day, the whole day, pretty much. And I would get there and she would just be, and none of her teachers were mean, but this year, with that being all over, she was looking for the same thing, for somebody to be sweet and just kind of, I'm guessing, like not so, here, do this work and get ready to do this next and all that kind of stuff. And she didn't say she was mean. I just know that teaches about her business. So I make it my business to make sure that I'm keeping in contact with them, having all their contact information, any questions or concerns or anything of the sort. I'll address it as, things come along. So good luck with that, Rebecca.
Thank you.
I want to recognize and realize one of my former classmates, Towson Tiger, Miss Natalie Estelle. What's up? Glad you made it today.
Hey, well, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Welcome to the conversation. The question on the table is, how was a day for you as a parent, and then how was a day for you for your scholar that you sent today?
My day, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My day was horrible. I don't have a voice. As an educator, I teach all boys. It was horrible today. It was horrible. It's horrible. The constant disrespect. And I'm an OG, as they call me. I'm an OG, and they were constantly disrespecting me today. I lost my voice. My kids, I have a 5 and 6-year-old, first day in person since preschool. I was thoroughly disappointed in the drop off and pick up today. Just the unorganization of it as a whole was crazy. I specifically picked a school for them to go to that I thought would have everything in order. And I was saddened to find out that that was incorrect. I have to give them a couple days. I get it, it's day one. But I was just a little bit disappointed. It was literally, I had to stand in the middle to figure out what door my daughter was gonna come out of, because it was so many people standing there. I just didn't know where to go to look for her. So today was a little horrible. I'm already in my PJs, y'all. I'm PJs, I got, okay? That's what type of day today was. And it's just 5 o'clock.
Wow.
Okay. that's what kind of day. I'm praying that it will go better next week, tomorrow, and next week going forward. So I'm just speaking my truth, being honest. I pray it gets better than this.
And we're Natalie, we appreciate that, because you gave us, the aspect of the educator, and I don't know what district, but to be fair to the teachers today, and to be fair to the administrators today, the plan was just kind of dropped in their lap. And, 2 weeks out, administration had the plan for all these things that the district said, here, you take it. So, to be fair, I'm sure there was a lot of disorganization. And not to mention, I don't know if you all noticed today, the district network, in terms of Wi-Fi connection, was horrible. It was horrible. It did not exist today. It existed in small timeframes where you could be online, and it was not a good day from that aspect. Let's bring the face of the franchise in, and he always brings folk with him. Brother Tyrone, how was the day for you and your queens? And then what are people saying out there that are in the room now?
So before I get into mine, I want to thank you, Natalie Joint. That's great. I was going to definitely acknowledge her comment, what she put in. But to go back, Twala said that she was a 3. For my family, things went well, but I was disappointed to hear about the school bus drivers. And of course, about our students that were released half day to the lack of AC. Like those are major issues, right? And things that we've talked about before. Last week, we got into a lot of conversation around, transportation, how would that stuff work? You had bus drivers called out, and in that city, bus drivers, county had an issue with bus drivers, and still have an issue because they're short 92 bus drivers. So they have an A and B schedule. So that throws off people, with the time, and kids have to get to school 30 minutes early and wait and then come, and far as we're getting home. So I've definitely heard about that was an issue, as I said, like Natalie said. Another thing, not allowing parents in the building further decreases trust and lacks a level of transparency as well. And that was one of my issues. I get the fact that we are in a pandemic and you have to be cautious. And William, you did just mention that there was some things that was just recently dropped in principal administrators' laps. The district didn't put forth and had to go. So for me though, I am not and I love Natalia, nothing against y'all, Natalia and Patrice, it's like, I know, give them a couple days. No, not for me. I don't feel that way. I'm serious. I'm sorry, because in the time frame that you got it, again, if you would have reached out and brought parents to the table, we could have discussed a lot and been able to. I cannot give you a pass on that, although you got it last minute. let's be serious. We get our information last minute.
Last minute.
So why not bring us together? Natalie said it, the way that the drop off and the pickup, my daughter, Green Street, everybody knows this. Hilton Parkway is already a busy street anyway. Okay. It literally took us 40. I live 3 minutes from my daughter's school. It took 40 minutes to get to school today. With the pickup, like absolutely ridiculous. No sort of a plan. And these are things that we've been talking about on Tyrone's house prior to the first day of school, right? Is again, including parents. We could help out and talk about some of those things. Miss Natalie said it again. I didn't know what door my kids was coming out. This is information that should have came from the schools before today. You know,
Yes.
so I can't be like, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, wait till next day. No, because personally, I feel like it's going to be more chaotic. Numbers are going up. Okay, kids, I'm sorry that you were disrespected a lot today. Don't like that. Unfortunately, I think that's because kids are so excited to be back around their friends and all that stuff. So their mind is not going to be straight on wanting to focus on school right now. They've missed a year and a half of engaging with their friends and stuff like that, which was another reason why I said we should have been known what was going on. So we could have been working with our kids at home, preparing them for once they get back into school in a way that things could possibly go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know that was a big thing for me. Green Street is also a middle and a high school. So we're talking large amount of students from grade 6 all the way to 12, and just the lack of organization that went on at my daughter's school was one thing, on top of reaching out to a couple other people and just parents reaching out to me saying like, oh, can we figure this out? Can I find this out? Like, it's been crazy. Last thing I'll say before we go on to someone else, I don't want to just keep on going. Y'all keep sharing it live. We got good numbers. Folks are here. Keep sharing it live and put your thoughts in your comments so we can acknowledge them. But the other thing, also, Lord have mercy, I just lost my train of thought. Y'all, see, that's because my day was rough too. And that was on a personal level and with my kids. But I don't know. I'm going to come back to it because I really forgot what it was. And it was a really important point. It completely went out of my head.
Tyrone, did you get any comments from anyone?
Or
not yet?
In the comment, you mean for the thing?
From
what we got from Twala. I started those before. That's ridiculous. Some other stuff, people just like making comments about the bus drivers, like little things, like that are coming up. But that's why I told folks to continue to share the live. Definitely comment your stuff so that we can acknowledge it and bring it. Oh, and the other thing is, anytime I just want to also mention that Shia, I talked to Darlene and Patrice before the show and asked them about their babies maybe coming on and sharing their thoughts about how first day was with them. So I just wanted to put that out there that, say that so that we can.
Sure. Thank you. And whenever they're ready, let us know and we can.
She fell asleep, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Tired. She said today was very long for her. She did say that she had a good day, but I tried to keep her up because I don't want her sleeping right now. But she's whooped out. I mean, like, I'm show y'all that she is really like, my baby fell asleep on the sofa with her phone in her face.
Oh, too precious.
Out, snoring.
Too precious. Oh, okay. Patrice, did your young one want to speak?
Hi, come on.
Yeah.
Hi, Queen. What's your name?
Kamara.
Hi, Kamara. How are you?
Good.
Good. My name is William. Can I ask you a question about your day today?
Sure.
How was what grade are you in? And then tell me how your day was.
What grade are you in?
I'm in the 3rd grade, and my day was awesome because I met new friends. I learned a lot, and it was educational.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I don't have anything. Drop the mic, Tyrone. I think the show is over. The show is over. So can I ask you one more thing, Kamara?
Yes.
New Hope.
Did you feel safe at school today?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. What made you feel safe?
Because our teachers was there, everybody was walking around and checking on the classes.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. I'm very glad. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't-
Adorable,
don't.
Patrice. Adorable.
Two.
Rosalind, I was about to go
Yes.
back to you. Interesting, and Rebecca and Tyrone, it's funny, I was going to ask y'all, how long have we been saying this about the preparation, bringing parents to the table? It's like we're preaching it, right? We're preaching it,
Yes.
we're preaching. Tyrone and Rebecca, and Tyrone, parents need to have a seat at the table. Parents need to have a seat at the table. Parents need to have a seat at the table. And here we go. The parents won't have a seat at the table. What you get on the table looks like slop to me. Oh, I see. Rosalind, before I come back to you, I see another young one right there. Natalie, does she want to speak today? No. Okay, no problem. No problem. So, Rosalind, you said you're on a 1. You told us it was mind over matter for real.
2.
Okay. Excuse me, 2. So, Rosalind, in between the next time your son goes back to school, or I guess at the end of the week, do you have plans to contact the school about how you felt today? The air conditioner, to Tyrone's point, from time immemorial, and I did not go to city schools as a young person. Tyrone did. This is not a new issue. Do you plan on speaking to the school?
Not only do I plan on speaking to the school, but I am calling on Miss Jessica Lawrence in the engagement office at the district to take it to that level, because this is something that is systemic. This is not a new problem or a new issue. So yes, I have already started drafting my email for the principal and the vice principal and all the powers to be at City Neighbors, but also to the district and Mr. Davis and everyone else that I email my questions prior to, for them to address. I really think we dropped the ball as a district when it's summertime. We're gonna have an outside event. If it was Artscape or, one of the other events outside, we would have continued marching on, had the little, fans with the misting spray and water and all of that. But that was a missed opportunity to share with parents, and just, if we had an opportunity to get that off of our chest, somebody listen to this, because this is on the minds of parents and it's not going to go anywhere. And if the district and the schools try to contain it, it's just going to implode in some other way. And so they have to bring those parents in, because that was one of the things that, I could just go on and on about. But last week they had a back to school event. And my goodness, I was totally disappointed at that, because I was like, okay, well, when we have back to school night, when we come and talk, they said, oh no, this is back to school night. I was like, you're outside, you're just giving me 2 pieces of paper you want me to sign, and that was it. And I'm like, no, this is not it. So this is not over. Yes, my emails are definitely going. My phone calls will definitely start. I will put some heat tickets in down at the district, but I will also start emailing the exact same people that I think should step up to the plate. And it is that engagement office at the district level because they are the network for all of Baltimore City. So they can play that lead role that we need to have. And I'm just going to keep advocating for it until they do it.
Thank you. We're going to go Tyrone, we're going to go Darlene, and then we're going to go Natalie. Tyrone.
Yeah, I just want to read comment from Heather saying that, well, I'm sorry, Heidi, I'm sorry this happened to you. It was one more before, let me go back. Sneak peek on Friday. Barbara said, sneak peek on Friday for students and parents to meet teacher and see classrooms. Instructions were given on what to expect today. Parents walk students to classrooms. That's interesting. I would like to know which school that was, because that ain't happened at mine nor other schools at all, I heard. And people don't like that. People want to see, what conditions their kids will be in. So everyone didn't have that opportunity. That it's great. Heather said, my daughter was very anxious about students not wearing their mask correctly. And
oh, wow. Yeah.
No attempt at social distance. These 25 schools that closed early to no air and no heat, my filling system should have wait till after Labor Day. Yeah, I know. The district policy on testing and contact tracing disregards established science. These are comments that parents are making now.
Thank you for that, Tyrone, and all of you all that continue to write in. We need to hear it, and I'm sure, you know, between the great minds of Rebecca and Tyrone, we at TDP will have an action here. I do believe at least some kind of letter going forward, because, you know, this is borderline. I don't know what to call it. Really, it's ridiculous. Darlene, and then Natalie. Darlene, are you planning on emailing or calling anybody based on how you felt about the day?
Wow. And I'm not being funny, but that's exactly what it feels like I'm going to get. I'm sick and tired, Rich, of trying to get through to whomever. I think that there needs to be some kind of, maybe not a protest, but some other kind of action, like to let them know, because they were not ready for these kids to come back, in my opinion. They had ample enough time to get a lot more things in place. I'm hearing from different schools how they taking temperatures at some of the schools, and, you know, they have some of the face things up, but then right down the street, they ain't doing none of that, you know? So, like, I don't know who you call about all of these things. Like, I mean, you would really have to get a lot of parents. That's exactly what's needed, is all of the parents. Now, I had a bunch of them come to me, and I had to tell them, I don't want to hear all that talking, SHIT, anymore. Do something about it, because all of the talking doesn't work. You know, it was just me and another parent that was advocating and doing a whole lot for our school and trying to get parents to realize it shouldn't have took COVID.
Correct.
Should not have taken COVID to make them realize things that were happening before COVID. You know, so, like, let's be real now. Don't talk to me about anything. Let's see what you do. You know, when it came to me the principal had sent her lackey, the coordinator, to me to pretty much ask me would I like to be PTO president. No, I do not want to be your PTO president. And do you want to know why? You merged with another school. Okay, is that fair to those parents that already have a PTO in place? No, to me, it's not fair, because I would have a problem with it. So, like, I don't know. I really don't know, Rich. I'm really, like, I'm just heated. I'm hot and I'm heated. And I really just think that it's not going to take just emails. I'm not saying that, you know, emailing and writing letters and making phone calls won't help. It needs to be a bigger action to let them know, like, look, we ain't standing for this SHIT. And so, excuse my language, but that's just where I'm at with it. And it needs to be something coming from us.
Yes. I agree.
It needs to come from us, because we are more powerful than we know. And I've been saying it for so long, and it's been falling on so many deaf ears. But now, I mean, I felt like I was getting banked today by parents, because that's how many was huddling around and asking questions. Don't ask me nothing. How about you become the PTO president or something? And, you know, you organize things and do some things. Like, y'all have to stay motivated. It just should not have taken this to make parents realize what's really going on. And when I say, like, parents that are I couldn't even get them to give me 2 damn minutes, all in my face. Get out my face now. Girl, I ain't seen you in a year. Get out my face. Get out my face. And that's just where I'm at with that. Get out of my face. Go get in somebody else's face.
Right. And I appreciate your honesty, Darlene, honestly. And it's just, it is where we are. We're gonna go to Natalie now, and then Rebecca. Natalie, are you taking Darlene's stance, which I understand? I'm not mad at Darlene, not one iota. But how are you feeling? Are you going to make some calls? Are you going to email, or is it not worth your time?
I will probably email my kid's school, because I'm that parent. I'm the parent that they don't like typically, because I will be on you. And since this was my first experience with them, I will definitely email them. My school, I will definitely email the principal, and the executive director of our school is a charter school, so I'll definitely email them as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna go directly to the source.
Thank you, Natalie. Can I do a follow-up with you? The group of young men that you teach, had you taught them last year?
This is my third year. It's my third year. Yes, I taught them virtually, and my first year in person was year before last. Which I had problems with them at the beginning, because being a new teacher, they try and test you, you know. Right. But I made it through there. I'm an art teacher. Mm-hmm. Our last art teacher before me quit after 3 weeks. So I've made it for 3 years. And I would have hoped by now that the OG would have earned some respect.
Right. And the only reason I asked is because I was trying to see if you could glean how much of the disrespect was based on the fact that they haven't, like Tyrone said, been in social settings anymore. And it's not an excuse, but I was wondering what your take was.
No, it's funny because we actually got a new art teacher this year. So I'm only doing upper school art. And I told him, I said, I know it's going to be a hot mess because they haven't seen each other. I know for a fact that it's going to be a hot mess. I didn't think they were going to give me a hard time, but they didn't told me. They told me. But like, I knew it because I think about my kids. They haven't been in person with their friends. I get it. Right. Does that mean that they should disrespect me? No. But I understand that aspect of it. They're kids. Right. They miss their friends. Mm-hmm. They miss being in person, horse playing. And I'm all boys. So boys horse playing, play all the time. I get it. I completely get it. No excuse, but I get it. So I agree with Tyrone.
Rebecca, and then Tyrone, looks like you got some folks on the line.
Yeah, so I'm always communicating and emailing. So at my daughter's school, day one, I wrote this long letter about who my child is and what our family's like, and just so that, she would have all the context for who we are. And then I was very pleased to see that my daughter's school sent a little thing home that's like, who's your family? And all these questions, like, oh, great, they have this as a practice. So I'm like always trying to be proactive about what I think schools should, how I want to be engaged with. I just engage with people the way I want to be engaged with. And then on the systemic issues, I think when I have concerns, I do always go to the ombudsman or to the person at the district who's the lead of that work. For this particular moment, I think the Office of Engagement, they just created a policy on family and community engagement. And, I think we had some, a lot of influence in the policy, and there were some serious places where we disagreed. And we're continuing that conversation with them about, okay, the policy's passed, so that conversation's over, but let's really get on the same page. And so I'm always trying to be proactive and bring solutions and not just complaints. But when I do have a complaint, I'll say to the ombudsman, like, hey, I had a question about the cafeteria plan. I was like, I don't understand why this is being left up to the schools to figure out. And I shared that concern with Chief Davis and a couple other people. And then the ombudsman did get back to me. And when I got the plan from my daughter's school, I shared it with the ombudsman. I said, I think this is a fantastic plan. I don't think this is happening in every school. How do we create something that's a norm across the schools so that every school gets this kind of communication? I thought it came a little bit late, and it was clear to me that the principal was standing by herself in the cafeteria trying to figure it out without guidance, and that bothers me. But I think the more that we get in relationship with people at the district and at our schools, the better. And it's hard to not be annoying. Like I try to really be a partner and not an annoyance. And I try to bring strategies so that I'm not that annoyance, or like, what do you need? How can I help you? Because I know at the end of the day, people are, they're not just there for a paycheck. I think they are well-intentioned, but I think there's just so much disconnect between the stakeholders and it can make you feel like a crazy person to be like, how can you not understand that parents need this information? But I really don't think that they know. And so I think we do have to be loud. And I think,
yeah,
our communication.
Loud and frequent, but I also think too that I know that people that work in the district, in the schools, well, they're parents themselves. So how do you forget that fact? And then when you communicate with your parents in your profession, you can't separate that too when you're dealing with children.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just wanted to jump in a couple of things. Patrice, a parent action, Darlene, y'all, parent action is required. We have people definitely saying that. Twyla mentioned that one of the biggest issues is that the district left important decisions up to local schools, and that there should be certain things that are mandated. We talked about that, on Tyrone's house. I agree. And then Rebecca came with a comment that she agreed to. Every school is different and has a different space to think through, but there still could be standards of communications.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely right. Joanne says parents got to get involved. It's now or never. Respect is due. Don't keep your mouth shut. And a trial officer says now is the time to engage with parents, even those raggedy parents, laugh out loud, who didn't have time before. We have to meet them where they are, and that is so important. And if the lack of district protocols, if the lack of district protocols is what it takes to engage them, then so be it. And I don't, disagree with that. I do want to say too, before we go, definitely Natalie, Patrice, all of you all, please y'all, definitely join us on Thursdays. I would love to have more folks coming in and talk and having these conversations around it. Let's figure out this action. We've been saying this, for the last, couple of weeks now, talking about this, right? We have. So clearly but I feel like I'm optimistic because I'm feeling like with more and more people getting on and it's coming up, it's mustering up in people, you understand what I'm saying? But it needs to come directly from us, you understand what I'm saying? I'm from the parents. I am not one of those ones. I will not stand and support those who's like, oh, let's get Santa Lisa's out. I'm not a Santa Lisa's fan, but I also am not a fan of the system. We could put a new CEO in every 2 years, every 3 years, and unless we change the system, it doesn't matter the face of the person that you put in there. We're going to still have the same issues. So that's what we need to be going after, and and trying to change. Thank you again. I'm so glad you joined us, Natalie, Patrice, Rosalind, Darlene, all of y'all that just kind of came in last minute and stepped up and joined us. That's good. I think we should kind of do more impromptu things like this. This is a Thursdays, podcast regularly. But anyway, just in this parent power space as well. These discussions should be had here every once in a while and just open and brought out with people and inviting folks in. So, I just wanted to say that again, because I know we're at the end. Thank y'all again so much.
Yes, appreciate everybody. Parent Power Hour next Monday, but you got to start. Now, if you're at home and you enjoyed what we did today, you need to stop by Tyrone's house on Thursday. Stop by Tyrone's house on Thursday. Everybody be blessed. We're at time. I'm probably going to be talking as this, my laptop is going to die on me, but we love y'all. We'll see y'all Thursday and then next Monday as well. All right. Peace.
All right.